What if the future of the Philippines isn't abroad, but built right here at home? For decades, we've depended on other countries for jobs, goods, and growth. But this model leaves us exposed. Every crisis reminds us how fragile it really is. The Philippines has long relied on overseas labor and imported goods to power its economy. While remittances and service exports remain vital, this model leaves the country vulnerable to global shocks and supply disruptions. It's time to evolve toward building, not just buying. Manufacturing is the key to achieving economic resilience and real inclusive growth. When we manufacture, we don't just produce goods, we create ecosystems. We generate jobs, stimulate innovation, and develop supply chains that ripple across the economy. More importantly, we shift from passive consumption to active value creation. It's the difference between importing a future made elsewhere and building one ourselves. Other countries in Southeast Asia, like Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia, have surged ahead in manufacturing by identifying strategic products, investing in infrastructure, and supporting local industries. The Philippines, with its young workforce and strategic location, can do the same, but only if it makes bold, focused decisions now. The solution isn't manufacturing everything, it's choosing the right things to manufacture. This video will explore 5 high-impact industries the Philippines should build domestically: fertilizers, solar panels, modular housing, e-bikes, and medical devices. These aren't just business opportunities, they are strategic necessities. The COVID-19 pandemic revealed a critical weakness: our reliance on imported medical supplies. From masks to ventilators, we were in a global race for essentials, a tough lesson learned. We need a strong local medical device industry to secure our healthcare, ensuring hospitals have what they need during crises and everyday operations. Imagine producing gloves, syringes, and diagnostic kits right here at home. This industry is high value, requiring skilled workers in biomedical engineering and manufacturing. With our strong base of STEM graduates and English-speaking professionals, we're ready to meet global standards. Filipino-made medical devices can be exported to regions in need, turning preparedness into a thriving sector that saves lives and creates jobs. But it's more than just economics. It's about dignity and resilience. Every time a healthcare worker uses substandard equipment, it affects care and morale. Building a local industry empowers our frontliners with reliable tools made by fellow Filipinos. Investing in this sector means we're not just preparing for emergencies, we're affirming the value of our people's health and lives. Fertilizer is the unsung hero of food production. Without it, agricultural output plummets, prices rise, and food insecurity spreads. The Philippines currently imports over 90% of its fertilizer, exposing our food system to price shocks and global supply risks. That must change. Producing fertilizer locally would protect farmers from global price volatility and reduce our dependence on foreign suppliers. It allows us to tailor blends to the specific needs of Philippine soil, improving yields while minimizing environmental damage. Local production ensures that in times of crisis, we can still grow what we need. A domestic fertilizer industry creates a ripple effect, supporting mining for raw materials, developing chemical engineering capabilities, and creating jobs. It encourages investment in organic and bio-based alternatives, fueling innovation. Building fertilizer plants is capital-intensive but feasible through public-private partnerships. The government can provide incentives, land access, and long-term procurement contracts to attract investors. With the right policy and planning, the Philippines can stop importing the foundation of its food supply and start producing it with pride. At the heart of this issue are the farmers, the backbone of our food system, who often carry the burden of rising input costs with little support. When fertilizer prices spike due to global disruptions, it's the smallholder farmer who suffers most, forced to choose between cutting back on nutrients or going into debt. Local fertilizer production is more than a strategic move. It's a commitment to our agricultural communities. By ensuring stable, affordable access to high-quality fertilizers, we empower farmers to cultivate more resilient harvests, feed their families, and secure their livelihoods. In doing so, we invest not just in crops, but in people, dignity, and national self-reliance. The Philippines is facing a housing crisis with millions living in substandard conditions. Traditional construction is too slow and costly to meet the demand. But modular housing offers a smarter, scalable solution, a huge opportunity for industry. Built in factories and assembled on site, modular homes cut construction time and costs. This method ensures quality control and reduces waste, perfect for urban and rural needs. Developing this industry creates demand for local materials and new jobs in various sectors. With government support, modular housing can transform lives and build a thriving industry. It's about more than just homes. It's about stability and belonging for families. For many, the dream of a safe home feels out of reach, but modular housing changes that. Investing in this industry means restoring hope and dignity, one home at a time. The future of transport is electric, compact, and sustainable, and e-bikes are leading the charge. In the Philippines, where traffic congestion and air pollution are everyday realities, e-bikes offer an affordable, clean solution. But why just import them when we can manufacture them? Local e-bike production reduces costs and creates jobs across design, engineering, battery production, and assembly. It supports SMEs and sparks demand for charging stations, maintenance services, and smart mobility apps. It's not just about transport, it's about creating a new industrial ecosystem. Government policy is essential to kickstart this industry. Incentives like subsidies for local manufacturers and tax breaks on components can accelerate growth. Promoting e-bike use through dedicated lanes and charging infrastructure stimulates demand for locally made products. Manufacturing e-bikes means cleaner, less congested cities, and more inclusive mobility for Filipinos who can't afford cars. It's a strategic path toward a more livable, sustainable urban future. With the right push, the Philippines can become a regional hub for green transport manufacturing. But beyond the economic and environmental benefits, e-bikes also represent freedom and empowerment. For daily wage earners, students, and small business owners, an e-bike can be the difference between spending hours in traffic or arriving on time with energy to spare. Imagine a single mother cutting her commute in half, or a sorry store owner using an e-bike to deliver goods more efficiently. These are not distant possibilities, but everyday realities we can make possible. By investing in local e-bike manufacturing, we aren't just building machines, we're building better lives, one ride at a time. The Philippines is one of the sunniest countries on Earth, yet we still rely on fossil fuels and imported energy. Solar energy isn't just a clean alternative, it's a strategic necessity. But we need to manufacture our own panels. Currently, we import almost all solar panels, making us vulnerable to currency swings and geopolitical tensions. By manufacturing locally, we retain value and create a self-reliant clean energy sector. The solar industry is a goldmine for jobs in research, production, and installation, matching the strengths of the Filipino workforce. With the global solar market projected to reach trillions, we can still join and lead this race. The government must attract clean tech investors and support local R&D to build a local industry. This would reduce energy costs and power everything from homes to factories. It's about dignity and sovereignty. Every solar-powered household is a quiet revolution against dependency. Imagine barangays free from brownouts, families saving on bills, and students studying under reliable light. Building our solar industry isn't just a climate solution. It's a statement that the Philippines is ready to lead and innovate. The Philippines has everything we need for industrial success: a young workforce, a massive market, and strategic geography. What we lack is a bold national strategy to build our future, not outsource it. The products we need, fertilizers, solar panels, modular housing, e-bikes, and medical devices, are not random, they are essential. Each one meets a critical need and creates jobs, giving Filipinos real livelihoods and dignity. Scaling these industries means new factories and innovation hubs, making us resilient to global disruptions. The world is changing, and if we want to compete, we must localize our supply chains. This is not just economic policy, it's a patriotic imperative. We must choose to build now or be left behind. It starts with belief. Belief that we can create world-class products, not just consume them. We've internalized the idea that made in the Philippines means second-rate, but that mindset must end. With the right leadership and shared purpose, our factories can compete globally and our brands can shine. We don't lack talent, we lack direction. A bold industrial strategy can unlock our potential. It's time to move from passive hope to active building. This is the moment for the Philippines to stop importing its prosperity and start building it. Every peso spent on local industries is an investment in Filipino jobs, families, and independence. We have the talent, we have the resources. Now, we need the will. Manufacturing these 5 strategic products isn't just smart economics, it's nation building. It's about rising from crisis with strength, from dependence with resilience, and from poverty with dignity. These industries can change the trajectory of our country for generations to come. Let's support local entrepreneurs, engineers, workers, and visionaries. Let's build the factories, the supply chains, and the skills we need. Let's tell the world the Philippines doesn't just serve, it builds. It doesn't just follow, it leads. Building a manufacturing economy is deeply personal. It's about the farmer who no longer has to pray for affordable fertilizer, the nurse who finally has reliable medical tools, the young graduate who lands a job assembling solar panels, or the jeepney driver who switches to an e-bike to save on fuel. These aren't abstract ideas, they are lives, hopes, and dreams tied to real opportunities. When we build industries, we build stories of progress, one Filipino at a time. That's what makes this mission urgent. That's what makes it worth fighting for. If this inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let's start the conversation. Let's build the future together.